I'm only getting started. And I can see your face, cigarette the wrong way.
Welcome back to the Bluegrass Breakdown Radio Show. We are joined by former Cardinal Tony Williams. How you doing, Tony?
I'm doing all right. How you doing, Kelly?
I'm doing great tonight. Like I was pointing out, I'm the only Cards fan present here, so I certainly appreciate having a former Cardinal on that I actually grew up watching. So it's definitely great to have you on.
Oh, man, I'm glad you guys are having me tonight. Wish I would have been on the show a little earlier so I could have been backing you up. You needed some help.
I do occasionally. Sometimes I get a little defensive, and, sometimes it's easy to get mad at these guys. But, I do what I can.
Yeah, that's called being a Card fan.
Yeah.
Now, I will, Tower Boyd here, Tony, I will go ahead and jump in and say we do try to keep it pretty fair here on both halves, regardless of him being the only red guy in the building.
I noticed that. You kept it pretty classy, Tyler, and that's nice of a UK fan in the position that you guys are in. And Danielle, you were a little bit more aggressive, but
I am actually a sympathizer. I'm more sympathetic than Tyler is any day. I will guarantee you that.
Okay. You asked a question, so you asked a question about assuming we lose. So I just saw that as being a little more aggressive, but I see the class in you too. So no.
I'm just trying to understand. That's all I'm saying.
I got you.
Well, Tony, we've really enjoyed watching your progression into the new website. What doing KentuckySports.co. I got to see the great interview you did with obviously your former coach, legendary head coach Denny Crum. Tell us about that, the experience of doing that interview.
It was an honor for me. Coach Crum is very busy still these days. He's on campus. He works in the alumni center, and he stays busy by going out with the alumni and doing different events, and he's involved with a lot of charities, and he also likes to fish and hunt, so he stays busy these days. So for me, for Coach Crum to allow me to come in and do an interview on such a short notice, a 3-4 day notice, it was an honor for me.
Oh yeah, for sure. You played under Denny Crum, so I mean, it had to, being able to interview him, doing in your standpoint with the KentuckySports.co, getting his input is always. It'd be kind of like us, talking to Joe B. Hall. It'd be great for us. It's a big thing for you. Speaking of your site, it is KentuckySports.co for all the listeners. Tell everybody how long you've been doing it, about the site. I see you have a few guys on there. You're one of the main ones. Just tell them about it.
Okay, first of all, I want to give a big shout out to my team, Jeremy Wyman, Stephen Rummage, and Justin Rink. Those guys got the site going before Christmas, and they took the initiative to leave another site, which I really won't get into, but they left another site, and they decided to start their own site, and they asked me before Christmas to write up something about the Louisville UK rivalry, and explain what it meant to me being from the city of Louisville. And I did that, and me being the person I am and the passion I have for writing, I can't do something halfway, so I went very descriptive and wrote my piece for KentuckySports.co. So then I left and I went over to Argentina because I've been training all summer to continue my playing career. I went over there and pretty much had a 10-day workout with a team. A couple things happened. Player got hurt while I was there while going through training. They decided they needed a center instead of a 4-3, which was okay with me. I'll satisfy myself. I satisfied my career. I played 10 years, and on the plane home, my mom sent me a text, or not on the plane, but when I got to the airport in Miami, mom sent me a text, hold your head up. When one door closes, more doors open. And that's just what happened. So I called Jeremy, who's my high school friend, also played a year of football at the University of Louisville. And I told him that, as a former player, I like to write, and there's an opportunity here to complete the threesome and make 4. and he thought it was a good idea. I told him what I could bring to the table, which was exclusive insight, Cardinal Rewinds from my former friends, teammates, and brothers from Louisville, and what they told me that they can give me in return, or what I asked in return, was for the platform, for the stage, to get my writing out there and just to do what I do best. That's write and write about Cardinal basketball.
It's great. Definitely enjoyed reading what you've done so far on the site. You're definitely in a unique situation where, like you said, you played for 10 years. You grew up in Louisville, attended Doss High School, played for Louisville, and you were away for 10 years, right?
Right. I'd be back home most summers, but for the most part, 9 months out of the year since I left, sometimes 6, I've been overseas playing professionally.
It's got to be nice to be back in town and have a lot of people that you run into, recognize you and remember who you are. How does that feel?
And that's the thing. That got me the inspiration for writing. Everywhere I go, I seem to run into Card fans,
sure.
Old Card fans, new Card fans, kid Card fans with parents, and they all, seem to hold a conversation with me somehow, some way about the Card. And the type of person I am, I'm gonna speak, I'm gonna talk, and I'll talk until you're satisfied, I'm satisfied, and we can go ahead on about our lives. But Card basketball, Cardinal basketball, Louisville, University of Louisville, that's all me. I get a good feeling talking about it, and I hope it gets back to the level that we had when we were winning championships, and hopefully I'll be a part of that.
Again, for everybody, we have Tony Williams on, former Cardinal great. He played from '96 to 2000. He coached, playing overseas after his college career, whatnot. So always good to have him on. I'd like to just get straight to the Louisville talk since you're so into it. This year's team right now a little struggling. Past few weeks, they started out very strong. They're ranked number 4 and defeated. What's going on, and what does Louisville need to do to turn this around?
Well, first and foremost, in my opinion, they need to get healthy, and that's really in nobody's control but God. So I pray that our guys can get healthy and can stay healthy for the remainder of the season. God knows that we've had enough injuries for one team in one season. So hopefully the injury bug is over, that's first and foremost. You can never have a solid, as a coach, you can never have a solid team if you can't, count on your players, and injuries can keep occurring. Kyle Kirk, now, Rakeem Buckles, having Wayne Blackshear in the layup line a couple games ago, and then, not seeing him now, and as you were talking about earlier, is it, would it be better for him just to wait till next year regardless, So, we gotta get healthy, That's what I say first.
Definitely. It helps to have your most, a team that prides itself on having a lot of depth right now is forced to playing guys like Gorky Jang pretty much every game till he fouls out. And that's a tough position to be in when you like to run up and down and play that style of basketball. It just doesn't really add up.
Exactly, and that's the issue right now. Of course, Gorky is in the physical shape to play probably both halves without coming out. But as we know, a smart team is going to come in scouting saying, let's attack him. Once we get 2 fouls on him in the first half, then we get into their soft spot, so to speak.
Yeah, that brings up a good point. I was talking with one of my Louisville buddies earlier today about Gorky Jang. He has fouled out of quite a few games recently. Is like you just said, are they kind of targeting, Gorky Jang, knowing what's behind him, is depleted?
Oh, definitely. I mean, even coaching 5th graders or 8th graders, you go after the big guy, and if you can get him a couple fouls, that gives everybody on your team confidence to go more aggressive into the paint and try to draw fouls or try to get easy layups. So definitely, I think everybody in the Big East and in the NCAA knows what kind of shot blocker and how long Gorky Jang's arms are. So as a coach, again, that would have to be my main point, starting out the game, is to target him and see if I can draw a foul or two on him.
Yeah, totally. A question I have about Louisville in the Big East. Knowing the Big East over the years has been the most dominant conference. I'm an SEC guy, will be till I die. But I mean, I'm not going to lie that Big East has been the best. Me and Kelly have talked about this for the past 3 or 4 nights. Big East, Big Ten battle. Who's the best? Who's not best? What I want to know is, in my opinion, the Big East is slightly down this year, and Louisville kind of struggling now. Will that play to their advantage? Could they possibly beat some teams that they might not expect to win? And, they're thinking NIT, a lot of the fans. I don't think so. I think they can fight. I mean, is this an advantage to Louisville?
Yeah, well, I'm a former player, and I feel like we got to fight it out every game, every single minute, and it ain't over till it's over. So I'm still looking at us as coming out some kind of way shiny out of the Big East. I know, like you said, the Big East is down a bit this year, so there is an opportunity for us to sneak some wins. The dangerous games, of course, would be, the Syracuse game, definitely the West Virginia game, definitely the Cincinnati game. Nick Cronin doing a great job over there with those guys. If we can beat the lower half teams when we play them from this point on, we still have a chance to make some noise.
Certainly do, and I personally put a lot of weight on, like you said, not to continually harp on the injuries, but I think when Van Treese comes back, and especially I'm really excited to see what Blackshear is going to do when he gets out there.
See, I played with those guys this summer, and it's amazing that at this point, come the summer, that they haven't just come together and started kicking tail, because open gym this summer was up and down, Russ Smith scoring, guys just going at it. What I see out on the court, it just blows my mind that they haven't found a rhythm yet. And that leads me to believe that it could only be because of injuries and guys coming back from injury. So if I'm not injured now, I've just come back and I'm trying to get comfortable and find my place. Meanwhile, the lineup may be changing, and it's all about, being healthy, and then once they're healthy, getting comfortable knowing their roles,
Definitely. Heard that you had taken your son to the Ali Center for Muhammad Ali's birthday. Did you?
Oh, yeah.
How did that go?
Oh, that was awesome. He gets out of daycare around 4 o'clock. I don't like to pick him up before 4 o'clock because they do so many activities. But I picked him up right at 4 because the Ali is going to close at 5. And we zoomed up and we got right in. The ladies and the people at the reception were so nice. We paid, we got in, and we just ran around and did everything. Not many people were still there. There were a few people there, but it seemed like we missed the rush, so it was great.
Yeah. Muhammad Ali is the most known sports figure from Louisville, and he has to be. He turned 70, I believe it was 2 days ago, so happy birthday, Muhammad. I remember meeting him at the DZ Fun Zone when I was a young kid. That was one of my highlights of meeting, Muhammad Ali. He's Muhammad Ali.
Not just Louisville. He's up there with Michael Jordan as far as global athletes.
Oh, man. He's the greatest. He's the greatest of all time. So I was happy to be able to attend and take my son there. I'm sure that's something he'll never forget. And if he does forget, I got tons of pictures, and I would just remind him.
I got one question for you, Tony, and you can obviously choose to take it how you will. I've heard some comparisons of Pitino currently to Denny Crum when he was at the end of his career, and Calipari being compared to Pitino, the young guy while Pitino was at Kentucky, and that in a way it kind of pushed him out. What do you think of that comparison?
Well, wow. Again, we enjoyed 30 years of Denny Crum basketball, as Louisville fans. So I'd say Louisville fans speak from a spoiled, bratty standpoint. Coach Pitino is a great coach. He's done so many tremendous things at every university he's gone to. He will go down as one of the greatest coaches ever. So he did great things at UK with, the Pitino, Bambinos and all those, great years he had there. So, yeah, I mean, I can see the comparison, and I can see what people are trying to say and what people, are seeing and why they're saying it. I'll just say my dream. This is my dream, and if I was a coach or a person in command, or if this was a perfect world, I'd have a perfect blend of Coach Pitino and Coach Crum on my University of Louisville team.
Good
and
answer.
that's about as real as I can say it. I'd have Coach Pitino's full court pressure, his tempo, his aggressiveness, his style, his style. The way he works, he gets the most out of his guys. And then I'd have some offensive schemes that reminded you of some of those old backdoor cuts, some of those set plays from the sideline or from out of bounds, and I'd be winning championships for years.
Yeah.
Tony,
I
got one more quick question for you. You played for Louisville in the late '90s. You were All Conference USA third team. When I think was that the last year that they were in the Conference USA.
No.
2001
I think
maybe.
there was one more or two more. I think there was one more year.
One more two. Regardless, you were obviously your average career double figure score. Just how was it playing? You grew up in Louisville. How was it playing for your hometown school? Was that like your dream?
That was my dream. I wrote a story. It's on that Louisville UK rivalry on the site KentuckySports.co. So just click the tab UK Louisville, and it tells you a little bit about it. But yeah, as far as I can remember, like being 5, 6, 7, there was only U of L in my house. Any sticker, anything was only U of L. Blank is everything. My uncle was just about to go. He was leaving Seneca High School, or where he was playing with Tony Kimbrough, and he was going to U of L. So I had to hear about it in school, at lunch. You look just like Keith. Are you going to play basketball like him? Are you going to do this like that? He had a bad game yesterday. Why doesn't he shoot more? I heard it all growing up. So yeah, I wanted to be that Cardinal that represented the city of Louisville.
Got one last thing before we do let Tony Williams go. There is a promotion going on, something to do with, I think it's called the Denny Crum Biggest Fan Promotion you got going on at KentuckySports.co. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yep. Well, when I did the interview with Coach Crum, he was nice enough to answer a question, which I asked him if I found his number one fan, would he have him on the Joe B. and Denny show as a guest, one-time guest, and he said yeah. So we at KentuckySports.co decided to start a contest, and it is to find Denny Crum's number one fan. So you can email us at you can email us by finding our email address on the website KentuckySports.co, and yeah, tell us why you're Denny Crum's number one fan. And we have made a deadline on when the contest ends, and it's going to be February 3rd. So that's on the site also now. So February 3rd will be the deadline for getting those entries in, and hopefully we'll find out who Coach Crum's biggest fan is and get him on the show. Him or her.
Good deal. Well, once again, Tony, really appreciate it. As like I said, having grown up watching you nail 3-pointers and mid-range jumpers with the left-handed jump shot, I really appreciate you coming on.
Oh, man, thanks for having me. Anytime.
Thanks, Tony. Have a good one.
All right, thanks, Tony.
You too. All right, thank you.
We will be back with more from the Bluegrass Breakdown radio show in just a few short minutes.